You run on energy drinks and passion and whatever, but you guys don't sleep, so I'm crying to the wrong crowd because you guys don't require that. But anyway, very good to be here and from Texas. I'm Stephanie Young and done a bit of voice acting. You may be familiar with some of my characters. Yay, One Piece! And I'm going to geek out on that in a second because we're recording the Water 7 arc right now.
You are?
We are!
I thought it was canceled. Awesome.
No! This is. Oh, look at that! Yay! Characters I love. But yes, Nika Robin in One Piece, Olivier in Full Metal, Claire and Claymore, absolutely, among others. So thank you guys for coming to hang out for a little bit. This is a question and answer panel, so instead of me just jabbering away right now, I would love to hear your questions. Yes?
Can you please give me an autograph?
That's not the kind of question I was thinking about, love. You know, we can do autographs at the end if there's time. I'd be happy to do autographs and pictures and stuff at the end. I don't care.
What was the strangest thing you've ever had to say?
Oh gosh, are there small children in here? And you're taping things, that limits things. There have definitely been some very interesting things that I've had to say in many of our creative shows. See, of course, all the ones that come to mind immediately are kind of filthy. And
Right ahead. I don't
camera right there.
I don't see any kids.
Okay, you too. And I don't have kids in here, right? Because it drives me nuts when I say a 6-year-old. Okay, it was actually a bomb. Well, I'm sure all of Desert Punk. I don't know if you guys know punk, but I think it was, derived in the mind of a 13-year-old boy, and it's a fabulous and fun place to live. Interesting, kind of scary at times. All the different words that came up for, Junko and her assets. Put your phone down, put your phone down, put your phone down. But I remember we were working on Aquarion, and I think that they did this as a joke on me. They basically, you're very clever, you. But they put this in the script, and I don't even think it made the real edit, but please. And I actually had to say to Brandon's character, I want you to split me like wet pine.
Weird!
Awkward.
Yeah, awkward.
Kind of awkward. In fact, I was like, what do you... Oh. But that was in the script, and I just thought, that's one of the strangest things I've ever had to say. And then the script of Desert Punk would go right along with that, so...
Yikes.
That's a good question. That's a good question. I'll start here, and then we'll go around. Yes.
What was it like working on Black Cat?
Oh, fantastic. Echidna Paras.
Oh, yeah.
I think I told you I want her jacket. And her ever cool sense of style and form. Yeah, loved working on that show.
What was your favorite show that you actually worked on, like Claymore, Soul Eater, or Full Metal? Which one was it, though?
You know my friend in the snazzy cowboy hat, which I really like? I'm from Texas. Come on.
Oh, really?
It's very cool.
Awesome.
Shocked.
I really think, by the way, the hat is actually bullhide.
Oh.
Bullhide made.
Very nice. Very nice. It's really, come on in, yay. It's really hard to pick, and you probably hear voice actors say this all the time.
Yeah, I know.
But oh, you're young. Oh. Okay, so, and adorable. Sorry, anyway, she probably was like, phew, okay. I can't pick. They're all so great for different reasons. I loved Claymore because I never got the chance to monster out in anything like that.
Oh, man.
And it was
I put something on the edge of my seat.
dark
Yeah, it
and
was.
great. And the sessions were exhausting, and that was so much fun. We love to get that kind of work out. I do, of course, I voice a lot of the lower voice females, and they're witches, and they're wise women, and they're sages, and they're warriors, and I love that. They're very powerful, smart women. But the thing that I loved about Claire is she's so powerful, but, well, obviously she's toward the bottom of the totem pole of Claymore, but she's so vulnerable, and as she becomes more human throughout the series,
Become stronger.
She becomes stronger, and as her relationships grow, like with Rocky, to be able to portray a character like that was really exciting. And then let's just face it, being in the booth and just being able to get all Greek with it. That was really fun. And I'm a singer, so That was a challenge at times. Do you have any singers in here? I'm sure.
Right.
Just one?
Shower.
Don't be shy.
In the car.
The shower counts. In fact, everyone should sing in the shower. It's a great way to start your day. And for anyone that's going to ask about vocal exercises and things like that, actually warming up in the shower is a good place to do it. I'm not making that up.
Yeah.
The water,
So dope.
the heat, it's good for you. But anyway, I'm a singer, so Claymore was a bit of a challenge. I couldn't record in stretches longer than 4 hours, which I have friends that will record for 10. I can't do that. And I can't do that. So with Claymore, we had to really space it out because with all of towards the end, when her yoki's getting out of control and the Yoma is coming out, we had to take a lot of breaks, drink a lot of hot tea, just to get that guttural, and her fight with Priscilla, which I loved, and I'm really good friends with Brina Palencia, and it was so much fun to be able to play off of each other. And I'm friends with Laura Bailey, who was Jean. Yeah. She's awesome. I agree. Just act really, really excited and happy about that. Nice. Now she's amazing, but she plays the title character Claire's best friend, Jean, in the series. And to be able to work off your friends, and she recorded first, and I got to actually react off of her was a luxury. So I love Claire. Olivier, completely, I would go in the booth and Mike McFarlane, the amazing director on that show, would just tell me, all right, Stephanie, nails. It's too nice, it's too sweet, nails, nails. So that pushed out of my comfort zone in another way. And then Nico Robin is who I want to be someday. She's just so, yes, but also very calm and very collected. And I love the fact that I don't have to yell with that character. I'll be completely honest with you, it's really a luxury. When all the other Straw Hats are screaming to the top of their lungs, then Robin goes, look, a wave. You can all just yell and scream around because I'm not going to do it.
No,
But
That changes a bit in the water 7.
it does. And actually, I got here this morning because I had a long session yesterday, and we've been recording on the water seminar. And as I can still tell, but it's just so exciting to see where everything is going and getting into her backstory. And I can't. Oh, it's so exciting. I love her. I love all my ladies. I do. I love them.
Including Archini from Soul Eater.
Yep. Arachne. Yeah, she's pretty fabulous. Gotta love a lady who wears a black gown and drinks red wine or red something.
That was Blair.
Oh, that was wrong. Sorry.
Yeah, that's
sorry.
not me, but that's okay.
Sorry.
So anyway, those are some of, I love them all for very different reasons,
Cool.
and as an actor it's nice to be able to voice different characters and play in different worlds, so. Questions? Yes?
What's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you at a convention?
You know, I've had really good convention experiences, I will tell you, so not to be disappointed. People have been lovely, and I love going to cons and meeting people because it's such solitary work that we do. However, well, there's two, well, I'll start with this one. I got separated from the group, and it was a big con like this one, big. And it was one of those smashed up elevator situations, which they haven't been that bad here yet. I don't know if it's still early on. This is good.
Just wait, don't come.
I'm really excited. I'm like, there's nobody in this elevator. And I'm getting to my floor in a normal amount of time instead of 30 minutes. Yes. But I was in an elevator and it was really packed. And then, a big group came in and I got sort of smushed to the back of the elevator, and there was this guy dressed up like the Grim Reaper. And he was really convincing. And yes, I've been to a lot of these and seen a lot of cosplay, but he was big and tall and the mask and everything, and then I was just sort of like, hi.
Staring down the face.
No, yeah, right? Staring dead in the face. I was right there just looking, it was so awkward. But I was kind of stuck and I couldn't really turn around, so I just had to stand there and not look at him, but you could hear him breathing. That was awkward, but that was not his fault. That was not his fault, to his credit. And I had one guy that was a Desert Punk fan, and he was kind of obsessed, and he would just sort of show up around corners and just be there. I haven't had that happen a lot, thankfully, but that was probably one of the strangest things. So, otherwise, everyone's been lovely. Lovely. What's blonde right here? Do you still have a question?
Yes.
Okay.
When you played Arachne,
Yeah.
you had to do all the stuff with like vacations and like all the scenes. How was that? like working with all the characters, in like the studios? How was it working in like bouncing off like the voices?
You know what's interesting? I think I recorded a lot of Arachne before other people did, which happens all the time. You get in the booth and you're one of the first ones to lay it down. And you know, luckily I know what a lot of people sound like, so I can sort of imagine what it would be. But that's, oh, God bless you, thank you. So I think with her, I remember I was in there a lot at the beginning, but still, it was so fantastic. I just love saying, mosquito.
That was fun. We'll get you next, I'm sorry.
Do what?
How do you feel about your character in One Piece?
I'm in love with her.
Who?
Robin. I will gush about Robin forever. This could turn into a One Piece panel really quickly, but I can't do that. I have another panel tomorrow about my strong ladies too, that we can talk about that if you're around tomorrow. But Robin is amazing. In fact, what's interesting, okay, I can't talk about specifics, of course. No, that's a broken record response. Yeah. But it was really strange when we started recording again, because we had a hiatus. We came back, and then Robin was just opening up more and more to her friends, and she got to be a little silly. Just a bit. Oh, something amazing's happening there. They're fans of One Piece, really. But, where she got to be a little bit more lighthearted with everybody, with all the Davy Back fights and things like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that was kind of exciting, and that's all I can say about that. And then now going into the darker part of her history. I was in love with her before. I just thought she was amazing. And to have the power and the skill that she has and knowing what she went through in her childhood and how the whole redemptive arc of Robin, it's really exciting when you get to, I love my bad ladies. They're fantastic. I love my villains. But then when you get to voice a character that you think she makes such good choices. Eventually, she's flawed like the rest of us, but she goes through her dark period and then the sacrifice that she's willing to make is a beautiful thing. So I'm not kidding, when I was tearing up in the booth yesterday with Mike, he was like, get ready. I said, what? And he goes, just watch. So I was watching the pre-roll and just, okay, let's record. But just to have a character, again, that's so multifaceted, multi-limbed.
And she's like a genius.
Yeah, and she's a genius. Yeah, that's not so bad either. So, I love her, and I'm very honored to play her, or to voice her. I'll never forget that audition process that we went through. And I thought, well, Robin is where I would plug in. I would love to voice her, but I didn't think, this is mine. God, there's so many great actresses that I work with. And I went through 3 rounds, and of course, I don't know if any of you guys know this, but the Japanese had to approve our voices. So it was a really extensive auditioning process. And
so what you're saying is that what the Japanese do is that they listen to your guys' voices and just go over and see which one fits the best, and
Right.
each and every one.
And Funimation may have had someone in mind, and the Japanese ultimately dictated who voiced each character. I mean, there were top choices, so it was certainly, all of us, I think, feel very honored to be part of a show that they made the selections on. That's pretty cool. And then a show that's ongoing. That's amazing. I think they're up there animating on like episode 600 and something. It's crazy.
12.
On what?
Holy.
Too many.
Well, as a voice actor, it's pretty exciting to be a part of a property like that. Not just because it's work, and we do like to work. Work is a good thing. But it's such a fun show. Banana Gators.
Yes!
And if you haven't watched One Piece, you need to check it out.
I think I should then.
I think you should. It's very goofy. And coming off of Full Metal and some other shows that are getting ready to be released that are a bit darker, it was nice to, even though Robin's getting pretty dark now, but for a while there, it was still the goofy One Piece world with these amazing characters and the designs that they come up with and the colors and the goofiness, and getting to hear Colleen DeLuffy again and Brina as Chopper, that will just melt your heart. So I love her very much. Okay, guy in the blue hat's been very patient, so we'll go there and then we'll...
Yes, my question is, have you ever tried to cosplay?
No, I haven't. Robin would be a tough one to pull off.
And I think
Must
Claire
admit.
would be a difficult one too.
Yes, I have seen one particularly amazing Claire in Oklahoma.
Really?
Yep,
Dang.
she was amazing. She looked incredible. I would love to cosplay Olivier. Might be able to do that one. So, but I haven't yet. That would be fun. That would be fun. Next question.
You don't watch Ross?
I what?
You don't watch the One Piece Ross? The
Ross.
one version from Japan?
No, not unless I'm in the booth and what we have. No, I love to go in the booth and not have, as actors we were always told not to, think ahead too much and try to assume, okay, this is how I'm going to react, this is what I'm going to do. I have read some of the manga. Couldn't help it. And so people gave me Robin, her backstory manga, and I of course, I dove into that and was pretty amazed at what was ahead. But I don't watch ahead. I just wait, and then you get in the booth, and it's so exciting. And when you're in there for 4 and 5 hours, it's nice to be surprised at what's coming, and then hopefully your reactions are a little more authentic. So that's kind of how I approach it. So, Jules.
I've been hearing a lot of things that Brina Palencia does. What's the strangest thing Brina Palencia has done to you?
Oh, I adore Brina. And I know she punks Tatum, who's here, of course, and everyone else, but Brina is one of my dear friends. She sings the harmonies on our album. By the way, we have a concert tomorrow night. My husband, guitarist, sexy hot guitarist David Brim is here. And we have a show from 6:30, I think, to 7:15 tomorrow night. It's a vocal acoustic duo. We couldn't bring the full band out from Texas, but we'll be here.
What's the band
But
called?
Brina, it's called the Brems. I know it's kind of confusing. That's my married name. I've been Stephanie Young for a very long time as an actor, and I've kept that. But musically, I'm Stephanie. Well, in married life, I'm Stephanie Brim. So if that gets confusing, that's how it is. But we are the Brems. But anyway, Brina sang all the harmonies on her album. And if she had been here, she would have been singing them with us. I know she had some filming she had to do. She was really sad she couldn't make it. But yeah, I adore her. And I can't wait for her to come over for dinner soon. So she's pretty great. Sorry, I haven't been punked by Brina. She's just been awesome. Yeah, and let me get do we have some other new people questions, and we'll come back? No? Yeah.
How do you feel about playing Junko? And what was it like working with Kamsa in Desert?
Junko was my first major lead role. And so that was this introduction to a whole new world. And working with Eric Vale's writing was incredible. Eric did all the script adaptations. Of course, he also voiced Punk. But it was a whole lot of fun, of course. It was just a party in the booth. We were laughing nonstop. That was one of those shows where I would have to tell the director, I said, if you get me laughing, making your jokes, it's going to be really hard to pull out of it, and then you're not going to get anything for like 15 minutes. Because you start laughing and you can't stop, and you get giddy, and then it just gets stupid. And then everything's hilarious. That happened all the time with Punk. And then, of course, their glossary of terms for breasts blew my mind. And I was new to Funimation. I was like, this is crazy. This is this world. Okay, it's okay. It was just fun. And Zach did a brilliant job directing it. And I've voiced off of Lucy, who played, what's her character's name? The cute young one. The sidekick girl. It's been a while. Anyway, Lucy and I voice opposite of each other all the time. Like, she's Medusa in Soul Eater. And we've played opposite a lot, so. But Punk was a party. Punk was fun. Punk was fun. Any more questions?
In Full Metal, other than your own character, who else do you think that is pretty awesome in Full Metal Alchemist?
I have to say, and I was just talking with Michael Tatum at the autograph session, how brilliantly he voices Scar. And it was hard coming in after Damian Clark. Damian's amazing. And to find another actor that was a good actor, but also had that really cool, full, colorful, low tone to play that character, I think Tatum did a brilliant job with
I
it.
think he did.
He's amazing. And of course Vic. Vic is fantastic. I still can't believe that's him.
Yeah, I know. He was the one who played Broly in Dragon Ball Z. Seriously.
And I see Vic, and he's this grown man, and he's this grown man. This Vic, yada yada. And then hearing him in the show, it's pretty amazing. But there's so many strong actors in that show. I think maybe that's one of the reasons. The story's strong, the acting was cast well. I'm just glad that I got to be a part of it. Because when they first cast Full Metal, I wasn't voice acting yet.
No, really?
And I wasn't in that world yet. And then I learned about the show and thought, oh man, I would have loved to have auditioned for that. And then when it came back around with Brotherhood, and Mike said, hey, I got a character for you. Thank God.
I guess it was that shape-shifting woman that I really don't like at all.
Wendy? Envy?
Envy.
Oh. I'm saying no, because this funny thing is that
Also one of my dear
the way you're
friends.
talking right now, it almost sounds like her as well. It's like
Yeah.
she's nasty.
I love Winnie Bell.
Is Envy a boy or a girl?
Oh, you can't make me say that.
Are you kidding me?
He's not
She's
supposed to have
completely
it.
androgynous, my friend. But I think of Wendy, of course, because I know her. It's kind of hard not to see her as a female, but I know that she is Envy.
I saw it as a girl.
She's special. What?
I saw
Girl.
as a girl.
And you see it as a boy?
It's supposed to be
Interesting.
Well, I think
He's a
with
giant
transgender,
lizard.
I really don't think it's an issue.
Right, not an issue.
It's whatever it wants to be.
As long as we
No,
don't talk
it's
about
whatever
color.
Don't put it in a
As long
box.
as we don't talk
Let me tell you, don't put Wendy Powell in a box. She will come screaming. Has Wendy been here before? Redheaded Wendy Powell? She's amazing. I would love Wendy. She's great. She's fantastic. Highly recommend her. You can have Envy come to this con sometime. So, do we have any more questions? Oh no, no.
Is Krona a boy or a girl?
Oh, good lord. Woman. This one. These are decisions I cannot make. So, yeah.
mean, you don't know either.
I have no idea. No.
What's the worst bomb that anyone's left for you?
It's really easy to bomb me. You never know it's coming, and you're just really focused on your part that's getting ready to happen, and you're in the moment, and then all of a sudden, Tatum has bombed me a million times, and of course I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but usually something, calling out at me or being something, something inappropriate. But yeah, those always get me. I'm horrible. I just cave. Yeah. Do we have any more questions? Yeah.
What's the stepping stone to getting into voice acting?
Good question. I think there are many different ways to get into it, but for most of us, we were actors. I studied theater. That's where I started, acting. I studied theater in college, and then started doing on-camera work and commercial voiceover work. And then that's how I found out I was not an anime fan until I started voicing, and then fell in love with it.
Full Alchemist, you said was your first.
No, actually, excuse me. This is what happens when you get up at 3 in the morning and get on a plane. Desert Punk was my first big show. My very, very first show that I ever did anything on and learned about beeps in the headphones. And have you guys been to cons a lot? You know all this stuff? Or do we have any, who's new? Who's never been to a con before? Really? You sound like a season
I had to
4.
drive you here.
Okay, what's a con? It's a beautiful place of happiness that you're in right now. Yeehaw.
Yep. Yeah.
Gunslinger Girl was the first show I ever
Oh,
voiced on.
you are a Gunslinger girl?
Planka. Planka and Gunslinger Girl, but I had never done that before. And Laura Bailey, who we love and adore, she was with my same agent and said, you should, actually, no, I went and auditioned first at Funimation. Auditioned, felt like it went pretty well, didn't hear anything. That happens. So for those of you that want to get into it, it's like any acting job. You hear no a lot, and then you hear the yes, and then you work off of that, and then show them how fabulous you are to work with, and you get more yeses, right? But because of Laura, she called me in again and said, hey, was this something you'd be interested in doing? I was like, yeah, I auditioned, and I didn't hear anything, and I would love to do this. And so she brought me in for Flunk on Gunslinger Girl, and then it sort of snowballed from there. But the main thing is just to be a good actor. It's not just about making crazy voices. Of course, there's certainly a market for that. That's not my market. That would be in the Chris Kaysen market, and sometimes,
I think that would
Yeah.
be very sweet.
but it's just real acting. I think most of the shows that you watch, even though sometimes we get kind of crazy in One Piece, it always will come back around to a point where it's grounded more in realism, even though it's in a zany universe. But the way your voice is being used is more like just regular acting. So improv classes are great, theater is great, but you don't have to do theater. I loved it, but you don't have to do that. Just really being able to get into a script and a cold read. I think being a good cold reader is a great stepping stone, because you have to be able to do that. We never get the scripts in advance.
What's a culture?
Can I answer that?
Oh, a cold read is when you've never seen the script and you're reading it for the first time. We get to read it while we listen to the Japanese once, and then we do it. So you have to be able to cold read pretty quickly and, grasp onto stuff pretty well. But you know, it's like anything. It's like muscle memory. You get used to it and you get a flow, and then the beeps are just natural. The first when I first started, I was hearing beeps in my dreams. And basically, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, when you're voicing, at least the way we do it at Funimation, you know, you're in the booth, you got your headphones on, and you know, you'll watch your character, the mouth flaps that you try to match, right, with the script, and you'll hear 3 beeps in your ear. Beep, beep, beep. You pretend there's a 4th one, and then you speak. It's very Pavlovian, I swear, after a while. You hear a beep and you want to say something.
Well, actually, it's like those old movie reels.
Do what?
It's like those old movie reels that you normally see.
Actually, yeah, that beep, beep,
You know, like it goes 2, then like, where's the 1?
Well, that's what we hear. We hear those beeps, and then we go. And I would hear that in my sleep. I remember when I was in college, I would have waiter nightmares, and I feel like it's beeping nightmares. But the beauty of Pro Tools is our brilliant engineers can move things around, but part of your skill as an actor is to try to, you know, do things as quickly as possible within your allotted time. So, I don't know if that answers the question. I went way off into beeps, sorry.
Yeah.
I was just curious, when it comes to recording One Piece, for instance, is it compartmentalized, the voice acting, or are you guys playing off of each other?
Completely compartmentalized. I would love to be able to act off of each other. Oh, that would be amazing.
That would actually be better though,
If-
actually, too.
Well, there are some Japanese studios that do
Well, it's
play off of each other.
it's really the logistics of it.
Yeah.
You know, we have a pipeline where we've got to push these properties through in a very short amount of time usually, and so it's just getting people in to knock out. Now they will stick to a certain, you know, number of episodes and then just knock everyone out. And poor Mike, he usually has to cast like 30 crew members. Or, you know, One Piece has so many characters in it aside from the mains. There's tons. You can imagine trying to cast all of that and have all these different voices in there. Even if some people can do 2 or 3, they try to keep many different going in. And I'll see the end after we finish an episode and there's like 50 craftsmen, 50 of them. But we record by ourselves, and it's a beautiful thing if someone has been in before you and you can hear them and react off of them. Otherwise, you just have to use your imagination. But the nice thing about a show like One Piece is we've been doing this for a little bit now, about 3 years. So you have an idea of the rhythm of the show and how people are. The only time I've been able to work off of another voice actor was actually with Damian Clark, who was the first Scar in the States. And we voiced a video game together called Unreal Championship 2, The Leandri Conflict. This is one of the Unreal tournaments that was online. And we actually got to be in the booth together, which was so rare. Oh, thank you. Man, I'm sorry I was late. I feel like we just got started. We're just getting to know each other. But we got to be in the booth together, and this is one of my favorite lines I've ever been able to say to another actor, and I'm sure it was partly because he was there, and he's so strong, and he's such a good actor. But I got to say, okay, his character Anubis, and then my character, at the time, they were lovers, but they were estranged. And she got to say to him, "Bow down like the dog that you are."
Fingers.
Can I do that again? I don't think I got it. Let's do it again. Bow down like the dog that you are. You know, I got another one in me. Can we do? It was just so much fun because he was going, "Okay, Stephanie, yeah, I think you're enjoying this just a little too much." I said, "Yes, I am, because I know you're amazing and this is so much fun."
I know, I would.
She was a killer character too. She worked out. She worked out quite a bit. She was pretty buff. But anyway, that was a fun moment, actually being able to work, you know, kind of that verbal, that sparring, that jousting, dude. Oh, good. I'm sorry I'm so coffee, yeah.
Have you ever met Ali Hillis?
No.
Sorry. He's not
Aw, well, thank you. Cool. Quickly, yeah.
What is your favorite voice acting line?
Favorite voice acting line?
Like, your favorite line you've ever said?
I love the fact, well actually, it's not that it's my favorite, but I love the fact that when I was Juice in Eden of the East, oh, you guys have seen that show. I love the fact that she had basically her tagline that she says over and over and over. And I love the noblesse, I love the cesse fleur, you know, when Robin has her incantation, which is awesome in One Piece. But I loved, as Juice, being able to say, noblesse oblige. I pray for your continuing service as a savior. And then for Olivier, one of my favorite lines for her is when I adore Chris Sabat too. He's the first guy I ever worked with directing me on a game. Great respect for Mr. Sabat. And of course, you know, the way Olivier just sort of throws Armstrong around. Another giddy moment as a female voice actress being able to do something like that. That was so much fun. But, how does it start? Don't patronize me, Alex. Your bulging muscles are worthless without a spine. I don't know why I looked at you, this lovely woman right here, but you were just thank you.
Nice.
That was Olivier all the time. And I would love it. Mike would say, that was very good, Stephanie. Now let's make it a little darker, a little tougher. I would actually we recorded a lot when it was cold, and it would help to wear like military style boots. I know that sounds silly, but there's something about being in those boots, you're so grounded, you just want to kick it. So, all right, quickly. My favorite Nico Robin? Oh, okay. When she's on, oh, they're coming. But when she was on the cliff, talking about friends, one of her friends, I can't remember the specific line off the top of my head, but that was just heartbreaking to do that moment with her. And of course, anything about a Rio Poneglyph, that's always exciting.
A line from Robin. Oh gosh.
Can anybody give me one? Sometimes you guys are better at this than we are.
You haven't gotten to docking yet. Docking.
Do it? No.
The moment when you're on the when you first go on the
I can't do any Water 7 lines yet. I can't do any of those. Any of the, well, even the Sets Floor. That's not very long. But anything also talking to Nami, you know. Navigator, steer the course. Robin is so calm and cool, and she doesn't repeat herself a lot unless it's her incantation. So, you know what? I'll try to come up with one by tomorrow for Robin. Come up with a good Robin line. If I could find something snarky to Sanji, that would be great. Love him too. Yeah.
See Zoro a
You
lot.
know, I've actually seen your name a few times in the credits, though, but have you ever been in a Dragon Ball Z series, though? Or at least part of it? Yes, no? Maybe?
I've sung for Dragon Ball, but that's one of the one shows because I sing professionally pretty regularly. I can't. Dragon Ball, it was one of the theme songs. Yeah. But, no, I don't think it was on Kai. It was on a different one, but I can't scream like that. Claire was an exception because it was Claire and Claymore, and I was willing to shred my vocal cords to play her. But we gig pretty regularly as the Brims. We played over 100 shows last year, so I have to really space out the voice acting and the singing, because I'm not one of those rockers with Teflon cords that can do, I have friends that can, but I can't. They'll just stop. So, good question. Are we done? Yeah. And you guys are so much fun. I feel like we just got going, but hopefully I will see you again. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you. I do have a voice vixen panel. Tomorrow we will get more into the details of vixens and voiceovers and the female archetypes. And then of course the Brim show is tomorrow night at 6:30, so please come by. The Brim.